Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is Lighthouse. My name is Light. If you're new to my channel, thank you. If you are returning, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. As I know that's right, I am definitely an earth angels among us. As always, I'd like to thank my angels, my archangels, my ascended masters, my guides, my deities, the divine, for allowing me to be a crystal clear channel. And today I have a special little fun, whimsical reading, even though they have, pretty heavy messages. But this reading is for my Harry Potter fans. So I have a Harry Potter deck I finally got that I love, because a lot of people have Harry Potter decks, but they're all tarot cards or playing cards. And I'm not going to get a Harry Potter tarot deck because I'm still learning the tarot myself. I give messages. I pull cards for myself and I give messages for myself every day I pull cards for myself and get messages for myself via the tarot cards every day, but I'm not adept enough to read tarot on air just yet. That's why I'm teaching myself. So we got Harry Potter Magical Meditations, and they came, my daughter found the deck, and at first I thought she wanted it for herself. And I was like, okay, this is so pretty cool. They come in a special little Hogwarts case. They said Dr. Lumen is significant, masters of disguise. They said, okay. Mischief managed. That's what they said. The twins are significant. The twins are always significant, aren't they? They say, honestly, woman, you call yourself. Honestly, woman, you call yourselves our mother. The twins said that. I know. What was he saying? Draco Malfoy. He was like, 222 significant. What they're telling me, he said, red hair, tattered robes, something else. Oh, you must be a Weasley. Yeah. And then they're saying, Harry Potter. He said that nigga didn't have one good year at Hogwarts. No, he did not. Experiencing loss comes up. There are different. I think there are 4 different categories in the 4 different categories, 4 or 5 different categories type of cards. Relationships is the first category. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to your friends. That's exactly right. I had to stand up for what's right. They said you have to right. They said you have to fight for the right to party. Professor Dumbledore said that in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Do you find the statement to be true? Think about the last time you confronted another person. Was it a friend or an enemy? They said frenemy. How did that change the dynamic? Did you find this statement to be true? Think about the last time you confronted another person. Was it a friend or an enemy? How did that change the dynamic of the confrontation or the dynamic of the relationship? How did it change the dynamic of the relationship? Well, I'm going to try to answer these questions on air. They show me the on air. It said Martin Payne. It said hashtag Payne, P-A-Y-N-E. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies. Macy's is significant. JCPenney is significant. Did you find a statement to be true? They said Tracy Towers. Think about the last time you confronted another person. Was it a friend or an enemy? How did that change the dynamic of the confrontation? Well, the last time I was brave to an enemy and a friend, or not friends or co-workers, because it was when I stood up for us in my video about your safety should never be compromised. I can't imagine that in a high volume store where we work, you don't have armed security. So please refer for the full, right. So they said for the full description, go back to the last video that I uploaded, which was your security should never be safety, security, and then they're showing me Brinks security, armored vehicles. Your safety should never be compromised. That's when I was brave, because maybe nobody, I don't know. Everybody was voicing their concerns, but I don't know if anybody was brave and courageous enough to bring it up to upper management. No, this shit can't continue. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, the next card that comes up is battling our fears, just like we spoke about. Now, I wasn't not scared, but courage doesn't mean that you're not brave. And, excuse me, courage doesn't mean that you're not, they said the cowardly lion. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid, but you push past those fears and you do what you need to do anyway. That is courage. That is true bravery. Obliviate is a powerful spell used in the Harry Potter film to erase memories. They're showing me the neuralizer in Men in Black. If you could use the word, obliviate is a powerful spell used in the Harry Potter films to erase memories. If you could use obliviate to erase any one memory from your mind, what would it be? Because that isn't an option in real life. Can you find another way to make peace with that memory? They said, can you? Will you? They showed me the scene in Belly when DMX was trying to assassinate the minister. And he ended up battling his fears, actually. See, this is the front of the card. They showed it up. They said a locket is significant. And then they said locket, Locklear. And then they said love it as names, last names. Well, before I became spiritually awakened, to be honest, I used to have a lot of regrets, and I used to want, they're saying the movie Click is significant. I used to want to rewind things and change things, but when I became spiritually awakened and started understanding that my lessons are karmic lessons that had to be paid from other lifetimes, when I started understanding that I'm a cycle breaker that goes through literal hell to bring heaven on earth, when I started understanding that we're here to break chains, heal trauma, heal illness, sickness, disease, bring love and clarity, healing to our bloodline, wealth, prosperity, and abundance to our bloodline, understanding, information to our bloodline. I have no regrets. I don't want to change anything. Every little step. And they're saying Bobby Brown, every little step. Ghostbusters too. They're singing On My Own. Yeah. And then they're singing Patti LaBelle, Michael McDonald, On My Own. Yes, you have to battle your fears. You have to overcome your fears in order to fly. They're singing Mariah Carey, spread your wings and fly, butterfly. Resistance is the next card. And some people have, they said Excalibur, the sword and the stone, Arthur. Some people have the Arthur fist. And then they said some people, a sword fight, not that kind of sword fight, an actual sword, like a katana. They said the katana blade. Dobby has no master. Dobby is a free elf, and Dobby has come to save Harry Potter. They actually sing it in his voice. Dobby has no master. Dobby is a free elf, and Dobby has come to save Harry Potter and his friends. They told me to repeat it in that voice. Dobby, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. When I was at work the other day, I saw somebody with Deathly Hallows tattoo. And then they're showing me this t-shirt I had seen years ago. Welcome to the dark side. We have cookies. I said, light versus dark, black versus white. And then they said, MJ, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Dobby is a house elf in service to the Malfoy family. Despite the horrible consequences, Dobby leaves Malfoy Manor multiple times throughout Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets to warn Harry against danger at Hogwarts. And then they said Hag. Later, in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Dobby once again risks it all to help Harry, returning to the home of his former masters and ultimately giving his life to save his friends. Dobby is kind and brave, a true hero who resists the traditional enslavement of his species and fights for his freedom and his friends. What can you do today to honor the spirit of Dobby? Again, Cycle Breakers, everything that I just said about the last resistance. They said leaders of the resistance. John Connor, Sarah Connor, the Terminator movies. They said cybernetic organisms 101. T2 Judgment Day. Well, and then they show me Joan of Arc. Willow. They're also telling me the character that played, I forgot his name off the top of my head, the character that played one of the, not Dobby, but one of the other elves. He's played several characters throughout the Harry Potter films. But yeah, who resists, Dobby is kind and brave, a true hero who resists his traditional enslavement of his species and fights for his freedom and his friends. That's exactly what we're doing to honor the spirit of Dobby and all our ancestors that broke chains. Living in your truth, standing in your authentic power. My foot is falling asleep. I always sit Indian style when I do my readings. They said sitting Indian style is helpful to stretch. Yoga, meditation, Reiki. It's Hedi. It said Hedi. Tippi Hedren, and then they said Hedi Mo. That's right. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for what you believe in, even when nobody else believes in you. Just because other people, even when nobody else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. Your ancestors and your angels believe in you. Experiencing loss. They said the class ring is significant. I know they said the sorting hat is significant. I personally reside with, my house is Gryffindor. That's what I'm saying. Gryffindor wins the house cup. They said the seeker, Quidditch, Hogwarts Quidditch. The second brother journeyed to his home where he took the stone and turned it thrice in hand. To his delight, the girl he'd once hoped to marry before her untimely death appeared before him. Yet soon she turned sad and cold, for she did not belong in the mortal world. Hermione Granger, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1. Again, the Deathly Hallows. It said the Sorcerer's Stone, the Philosopher's Stone. There you go. And then the horn, they show me in the second. I don't remember which movie it is. They're telling you, whoever's a Harry Potter fan, but Fonz came out. Happy Days. They said rewatch the Harry Potter movies because they're always messaging it, like I always reiterate, and they said it reverberates. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Harry Potter must have called it Thought came out. They said Caught Up. And that's a movie they showed me with Bokeem Woodbine. I never did see that movie, but I think I always wanted to see it. They showed me the visual and telling me the movie, now I might watch it today. I think it's like I think the general gist of the movie is he gets out of jail and want to do right, but he get caught up with this woman and shit go left real quick. So I'm about to watch that. The Tale of Three Brothers from the Tales of Beedle the Bard, a book bequeathed to Hermione Granger by Dumbledore, reminds us about the importance of letting go of those we've lost. Do something small to honor the memory of a person you've lost. Place flowers on a memorial or cook a favorite dish. They're telling me to tell you guys, the Jewish place stones above the tombstones. And I will leave it at that. You do your research as to why and what it means, what significance it has to you, what significance it has in general, and what significance it has to you. And then they said sitting Shiva. Place flowers on a memorial, and Memorial Day is significant. Memorial Day, Veterans Day, Labor Day. Place flowers on a memorial or cook them a favorite dish. Light a candle for them. And they said a candle in the wind. The important thing is to celebrate their life instead of choosing to focus the pain of their death. And they also asked me to repeat. The Tale of the Three Brothers from the Tales of Beedle the Bard, a book bequeathed to Hermione Granger by Dumbledore, reminds us about the importance of letting go of those we've lost. Do something small to honor the memory of a person you've lost. Place flowers on a memorial or cook a favorite dish. Light a candle for them. The important thing is to celebrate their life instead of focusing on the pain of their death. And some, they're telling me to reiterate or remind you guys that in some cultures they find that in a lot of cultures they find that you know, there's a celebration. Some people celebrate the dead. They think it's a homegoing ceremony, and you know, they think it's you know, it's a blessing when you die and it's a curse when you are born. Some people believe that. They're also showing me the smoky quartz video. Excuse me, video. Smoky quartz. Maybe somebody needs to buy some smoky quartz. Pick up. They said crystalline, crystal light, crystalline, crystal ring. They said that's right. Crystal diamond consciousness is what we're going. All right, relationships comes up again. The Fidelius charm is a very difficult spell that conceals a secret such as a person's location by entrusting it to a single person's soul. The information cannot be revealed through coercion or duress. It can only be revealed if the secret keeper chooses to reveal it. This makes it one of the most powerful and important spells in the wizarding world. I'm going to repeat that. The Fidelius charm is a very difficult spell that conceals a secret such as a person's location by entrusting it to a single person's soul. The informant, I didn't mean to say that, but that's what came out. They said that the inquisitor, the informant, the initiate, by entrusting it to a single person's soul. The information cannot be revealed through coercion or duress. It can only be revealed if the secret keeper chooses to reveal it. This makes it one of the most powerful and important spells in the wizarding world. Who would you choose to be your secret keeper? Who would you choose to be your secret keeper? I am my own secret keeper. They said I am my brother's own keeper. Yeah, I am my own keeper. And seeker of truth, speaker and seeker of truth. Because I'm a high priestess, this is what this work is all about. They said every work is sacred work. Every work is divine. And especially when you keep busy after long, hard days of work, we create because you stay in simplicity, the creator's flow. Thank you, angels and ancestors, for reminding me of my blessings, for reminding me of my journey, for reminding me who the fuck I am. And that's God made manifest in the physical flesh. 1818 is significant. I am my own secret keeper. They're telling me to point out to the fact that don't you realize, they said, don't you realize that even though they came up after tower after tower after tower in the Harry Potter movies, they said Khnum, the master craftsman, the potter's wheel, one of the Egyptian knitters. Don't you recognize and realize and remember, and if you don't, go watch those movies again, that they had they were cycle breakers. Harry Potter was a cycle breaker. Throughout the movies, he came to find that people he thought were on his side were not. People who, and vice versa, people that he thought were out to get him were on his side. He found out, he found his true power is where I'm going with it. He found his true power. He didn't know, he came from nothing to something to everything. Full circle. 360. They said the cipher is complete. They said, if we were made in his image, then call us by our name. Most intellects do not believe in God, but they fear us just the same. On and on. The cipher is complete. They said Flights of Fancy is Flight of the Phoenix. Flight of Fancy. Flight of the Phoenix was a movie that was pretty good. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the third movie they're asking me to point out, they said the Trinity. The concept of animagi is introduced. Animagi are wizards who have learned to turn In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the concept of animagi is introduced. Animagi are wizards who have learned to turn into an animal at will. What animal form the wizard can turn into cannot be chosen, but depends on what kind of person they are. Sirius Black turns into a great black dog. Professor McGonagall turns into a cat. Peter Pettigrew turns into a rat. Let me read that again. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the concept of animagi is introduced. Animagi are wizards who have learned to turn into an animal at will. What animal form the wizard can turn into cannot be chosen, but depends on what kind of person they are. Sirius Black turns into a great black dog. Professor McGonagall turns into a cat. Peter Pettigrew turns into a rat. And this part is not written, but they're telling me to tell you that I lost my train of thought. Hopefully that come. They show me the platform. And they're also 9 3/4, which is also the 9 card in the Kipper deck. If you were an animagus, what animal do you think you could turn into? Definitely a cat. I would say a cat because I am a Lyran Starseed this lifetime. I would definitely say a cat where we are, Lyrans are, they're showing me the Lyran card in my mystery. What deck is this? Oh yeah, no, they said don't tell you the deck. Don't say it out loud, but look at the deck. I would definitely turn into a cat. Oh yes, they said Professor Lupin. Professor Lupin turned into a werewolf. You know what? I made this analogy myself, and I really realized that it really is the case. Vampires, which are narcissists, it's always in the movies, vampires versus werewolves. So what I realize is it's not werewolves, it's a werewolf. A vampire versus a werewolf. The vampires are the narcissists, and a werewolf, as in A-W-A-R-E, wolf, which most of the time were loners. Loners and stoners, they said. Vampires versus a werewolf. A vampire versus a werewolf means vampires, narcissists versus a werewolf. Empaths. We're aware and we seek knowledge, truth, wisdom, and understanding, and we seek to be understood and we seek to understand. So yes, definitely I would turn into a cat. The last card of this reading this time is experiencing loss. They said a class ring, and they're showing me 80s class ring. Somebody lost their class ring, and then somebody lost their team ring. The team ring is worth money. And then they're showing me, what's the movie, the Miami Dolphins, Pet Detective, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, with the team ring. That's what they show me. Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end. It's not always, things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. Luna Lovegood, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. Have you ever experienced the return of something you thought you lost? Have you ever experienced the return of something you thought you lost? Where were the circumstances? Somebody said, I thought I lost my marbles. Well, people doing spell work, which is why I did the Harry Potter reading, because I'm a Potterhead. I'm not a pothead. I smoke pot every once in a blue, but I'm not a pothead. I still don't allow they said the magic herb. Puff the Magic Dragon, which they swear was not about that, but I beg to differ. I feel that very much so it was about that, but they can't openly say that, you know. That's how I feel. But anyway, yeah, they're showing me my own oracle card that said smoke some pot, take a shot, or as I like to say, smoke some shot, take a pot. Yeah, free your mind. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Excuse me. My hair is going, is it going green? My hair is growing. And then it said Carrot Top, so maybe somebody is planting. It said green day, and then they said Carrot Top. You hear that? It said Saved by the Bell. 25 is significant, the number. And then they show me the high honor card. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that Harry Potter reading. I'll be doing more of them because I love Harry Potter. Watch the movies again. We watched them. Like I always say, I'm in year 6. 9 3/4 on the we're on the platform 9 3/4. Year 6 at Hogwarts. We're going into year 7 at Hogwarts. I'm going into year 7 next month, they said. Yeah, year 7 next month, because it depends on when you woke up. That's what we're going by, when you woke up spiritually. You guys rewatch the Harry Potter videos, and if you haven't, excuse me, whoever reads the books, reread them, rewatch the movies, and if you haven't watched them, watch them. You'll love them. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys next video.